Welcome to Exact Training. This lesson is on adding vendor part data in the Purchasing Control module. In this lesson, we will learn what vendor part records are and how to add them. What are vendor part records? The vendor part record stores the relationship information between a specific part and a specific vendor. It shows which parts can be purchased from which vendor and at what price. The record may also include the vendor's part number or the manufacturer's part number. You may have many vendors that you purchase one part from, and you may have many parts that you purchase from one vendor. This record is required before you can add a part to a purchase order. Let's find out how to add the part vendor record. These are the steps we'll follow. From the System Manager Materials tab, we will open the Purchasing Control module. We'll go to the Activity menu, choose Purchasing Data and Vendor Part. In the screen that appears, we will enter and maintain the vendor part information. From the System Manager, choose the Materials tab. You may have to scroll down to see all the modules. Select and open the Purchasing Control module, and the module window will open. Choose the Activity menu, choose Purchasing Data, and select Vendor Part Data from the list. When the Vendor Part Data screen opens, you can manually enter a vendor or double-click in the box to open the Vendor Master browser window and choose one. If you are entering a new record, click the Part Master ellipsis button to open the Part Master browser to find a part number. Or you can look up an existing vendor part record by entering the part number in the part number box. You can also double-click this field to open the vendor part browser and search for an existing record. And the browser window will open. If you have entered a search criteria, only items matching that will appear. Find the item you'd like to use and double-click to select it. Now we can see an existing vendor part record. If the part is under manufacturer part number control and the MPN numbers have been set up in the Bill of Materials Part Number MPN tab for this part, you can enter MPN numbers in this box. You can also double-click to open the MPN browser window for this part and select one. The MPN information will then appear in the boxes below. If the part has a different MPN, depending on the parent-component relationship, click the MPN string ellipsis button to view the parent parts for this part and see the MPN numbers associated with each individual parent part. See the Bill of Materials Part Master MPN tab video for more information on this topic. The Vendor Part Number field allows you to enter the vendor's part number. You can set a flag in the Vendor Master to print the vendor part number on purchase orders. In the Tax Code field, you can browse and choose a tax code for this vendor part. This will be the default tax code for any purchase order line item for this part vendor relationship. A 15-character user-defined key and 25-character user-defined reference field are available. Information is stored in the part vendor file. Reports can be customized to show this information if desired. You can set the status of this vendor part record. The options are active, meaning the record is available to use on the purchase orders, or deleted, means buyers should not select this record for purchase orders any longer. Let's talk about the price break information. Max allows up to 3 price breaks per part-vendor relationship. At least one entry in this section is required for the system to recommend purchase order prices based on quantity when an order is created by the MRP process. If you do not want recommendations from the system, this information can be omitted. For example, a vendor may quote a price of $235 per unit for the first unit, a price of $230 for units 100 through 499, and a price of $225 for any purchase of 500 or more units. If you use the subcontract module, you will need to have a record for the vendor and the part that identifies the service that will be purchased. In the Service ID box, enter the Service ID set up in the Shop Floor Execution module under the Activity menu, Subcontract Service ID screen. In the Base Charge field, enter the base charge you will pay for this service. This charge is in addition to the individual piece charge. For example, if you are sending a part to a vendor for painting, the painting cost would be entered in the price break section. But the standard setup charge per job is entered in the base charge field. Once you have entered your information, click the Update button to save the changes. If you are adding a new record, this button will be an Add button. Then you will click Add to save the new record. You may delete any vendor part records that are not in use by clicking the Delete button. If there are open purchase orders that use this vendor part record, you will not be allowed to delete it. And you are done. In review, we have learned what the vendor part records are for and how to add them. Thanks for watching from Exact Training.